one political party made peace with the theocrats in 1980, and that's why we must continue to elect Democrats. But I want to be honest, we have to elect better Democrats. Democrats who will not equivocate on human rights, and that includes reproductive rights, and center those fundamental human rights at the forefront of every policy decision. There have been off-ramps since 1973 that would have codified Roe, and they weren't taken because they weren't considered priorities. And here we are suffering the consequences of that inaction. It's not good enough to pay lip service to an issue when lives are on the line, and make no mistakes, lives are on the line here. Maternal mortality rates for Black, Indigenous, and other women of color are already disproportionately higher due to systemic medical bias and economic disparities. People with genetic conditions, disabilities, or other medical conditions that make pregnancy high risk are often left out of the discussion of forced birth. This week, we've heard from a range of disability activists talking about how their community would be specifically impacted when we lose Roe. Forcing more people to remain pregnant against their will is going to lead to more deaths. I know because it nearly happened to my ex-wife, who suffered an ectopic pregnancy. And thankfully, we lived in a state here in Washington where she could easily access the abortion care she needed to save her life. But I want to be clear, ultimately, it's nobody's damn business why anyone seeks an abortion. The crux of Roe versus Wade and the centerpiece of the leaked opinion draft that will dismantle it is our constitutional right to bodily autonomy and privacy. When Roe is struck down, and make no mistake, it will be, and if the Republicans in Congress succeed in passing a national abortion ban like they are now threatening to do, people are going to die. There is so much that Congress could have done already: repealing the Hyde Amendment, ditching the Jim Crow filibuster, passing the Equality Act and the Equal Rights Amendment, and definitively codifying Roe into federal law. All would have worked to protect abortion rights and more. Having a national improved Medicare for all healthcare system as currently written would also effectively codify reproductive rights. There's a lot on the table, and we could do it all with the right leadership. Thank you again for the opportunity to speak today, and fuck Joe Manchin.